Welcome to this SEO tutorial. My name is Dara, and over the next 45 minutes or so, I want to give you a simple and easy to understand introduction to SEO. I've worked with hundreds of clients across 41 different countries, and the most common question I get is, how do we get to the first page of Google? And it's a valid question because 95% of web traffic goes to the first page of Google. So if you can get on the first page, you're going to get a lot more visitors to your site, which means really more customers and more money in your pocket. And if you can get to the first spot on the first page, you get 33% of all search traffic for a particular keyword. So that's really why SEO is exciting, and you get it for free, which is brilliant as well. So it's not the only source of traffic, but it's a very valuable source of traffic because customers and users are searching on the search engines every single day. And so what you really want to do is capture that traffic. So let me just show you maybe a quick example to help show the couple of key factors to get to the top of the search results and on the first page. And that's really going to give an outline for the different sections that we're going to cover in the course. So I've just typed in drones to the top in the search box here. This is a really exploding niche, a lot of interesting things happening. And you can see the guy who has the first organic search result here. You might be wondering, well, how did he get to the top of the search results? Number one, what his site is about is relevant to what I've typed into the search engine. So I've typed in drones. You can see in the title tag of the page there's drones. You can see in the URL there's drones. You can see in the description there's drones. So Google knows that this site is about drones, and so it's matching it to my search. If you look here though, you'll see that there's over 63 million other pages that are relevant to my search that have drones in there. So how does Google really decide who gets to the top? The way they decide who gets to the top is by looking at the authority of those different web pages. The way that they determine authority is they look at how many links are pointing to that web page. They look about how many shares has that got across the internet. So you can be guaranteed that this site here has a lot of other sites pointing to it, linking back to it, saying, hey, this is a great article, this is really interesting. And that's really how they determine who gets to the top of search results. So how does that fit into this course? Well, that's why we're going to look at keyword research and selecting the best keywords for your business. You got to know what people like me are actually searching for. You want to put those keywords on your page, on page optimization, and then you want to build authority to really beat your competitors and get at the top of the ranking. So you can see here in the YouTube description now, I've broken down the course into the different sections. What I've also done to help you guys out is I put time-stamped hyperlinks in here. So say for example, if you want to go straight through the title tag and meta description, you just click here and it's bringing you straight to that section. So I hope you guys find that helpful. Here's another quick tip. If you want to get through this course at twice the speed, you can just go in here and the course will play at twice the speed and get through it in half the time as well. So finally, if you find this helpful and you want to build on what you've learned here, I've included in the description box here a link to my premium SEO course. So what you're seeing here on YouTube is really an extract of that. There's absolutely no obligation for you to click through and unlock the additional lectures, but I have 2 hours of additional lectures, unlimited SEO reports, quizzes, and the course is over 25-star reviews and over 2,000 other students in there. I've also included a nice discount in those links, so if you are interested, I think it'd be good to check that out. So that's really it. Let's move on to the next section now. Maybe just have a quick check of the description before you get started. Thanks very much. Great, so this is quite a short lecture, but one that's very important because it covers off on a point that I see a lot of people getting wrong. And it's really the difference between websites and web pages and the significance for SEO. So websites, you can think of them like the book, and the web pages are the individual pages within that book. So your different product pages, about us pages, etc. Now that distinction seems very obvious, but it's a very important one. So the reason the distinction between web pages and websites is really important is because Google in the search results presents the most relevant web pages, not the most relevant websites. So as you can see, I've typed in digital cameras here, and it's come up the individual page on the Best Buy website for digital cameras. And the reason is then because this is more relevant to what I'm searching about. But I guess the point is a lot of people don't think about keyword research, they don't think about on-page optimization, they don't think about building authority for individual pages. They think about it just, I want to get my website to #1 in Google. So really the point that I'm making here is for the course and the materials that you're learning in it, we need to think about it in terms of individual pages. It doesn't have to be every page on your website, but the pages that you want to rank for, you should engage all of these strategies. So up to now we've learned that keywords really are at the heart of SEO. It's what we're going to optimize on our site. We're going to put these keywords in the specific locations on our page, and then we're also going to build authority around these keywords. We're going to try and attract links back from different sites around the internet, and we're going to have these keywords in the links. So it really is, at the heart of SEO. What you've got to remember though is that when you pick a keyword, you're essentially picking a fight. So, for example, if you pick a keyword shoes, you could be going up against some of the biggest retailers in the world of $1 million budgets and teams of people working on SEO. So that's not a fight that you're going to win. You're not going to get on the first page of Google for a keyword as specific as that. So you've got to be smart. You've got to have a strategy. And that's really what keyword research is about. It's going out and looking for things that your competitors have overlooked, and finding little gems that have good volume but are not that competitive. And that's really the name of the game. So if I've said that you're not going to be able to rank and get to the first page for a specific term like shoes, what are you going to be able to get to the first page of Google for? So to help explain that, I'm going to talk about 3 types of keywords, and 2 of these types of keywords are the ones we're really going to be focusing on. So first type of keyword is the head keyword, and as we said, this is a specific one-word phrase, huge amount of search volume for that and competition, but usually the conversion rate is pretty low. The reason is because if somebody types in something like shoes into Google, it's not clear whether if they want men's shoes, women's shoes, kids' shoes, brown shoes, black shoes. There's just it's not clear what their intention is. So although there's huge amount of volume and competition, the conversion rates are not that good. Anyway, we're probably never going to be able to rank for something like that. So what we want to focus on are keywords called body keywords. And in the graph, this is, the body part of the graph. Usually there are 2 to 3 word phrases, something like men's shoes, and not as much search volume, but a lower amount of competition and probably a higher probability of conversion, because it's more specific. Men's shoes, it's more clear what their intention is, and if that keyword's on your page, then a higher chance that they're going to convert. So the final type of keywords and keywords that we want to look at as well are long tail keywords. So the long tail is the long tail of the graph here. Not as much volume, a lot of very individual searches, but they make up 60 to 70% of the total searches for that particular niche. So what we want to do is target the less competitive body and long tail keywords, and we can do that either as a single term, or we can try and get a portfolio of keywords. So you might be able to rank number one for 5 or 10 different keywords. The volume individually could be small, but as a whole, that could even outweigh the search volume for the most competitive terms. So those are really the strategies that we're going after in terms of our whole SEO strategy and the keywords that we want to look for in our keyword research. Welcome back to the course. So in this lecture, what I want to do is introduce you to the Google Keyword Planner tool. Essentially, this is a free tool that's going to give us almost all of the information we need to make informed decisions about which keywords are best for our business. So really, we just want to go over there, and I'm going to get you orientated, show you the different features. Keep in mind that this tool was built for AdWords and paid search, so there's some features there that aren't going to be relevant to us, and I'm going to point them out. Great, so step one to using the Google Keyword Planner tool is to get access to it. And in order to do that, you have to set up a Google AdWords account. Again, that's free. And in order to find it, you can just type in the Google Keyword Planner into Google and it'll pop up. Just follow the prompts and set it up. The only thing that I would point out is be careful when you're choosing your currency because you can't change it once it's set. So don't make the mistake like I did. I set up my AdWords account when I was abroad, and it set it up kind of automatically in the currency that I was in, and I didn't change it. And so I had to set up a new AdWords account if I wanted to see it in a currency that I'm more familiar with. So I just set it up again in USD. I think that's probably the best, especially if you're selling to a global audience. It's just a good reference point to have. But perhaps if you're a local business, you can just have it in the currency of your particular country. So once you sign into AdWords, you're going to see this screen, and then you can just go to Tools and Keyword Planner. And what you're going to be presented with here is 4 different options. 3 of them are really relevant to us. The one that isn't relevant is Get Traffic Forecasts for a list of keywords. That's a feature that's specific to AdWords and people who want to advertise with AdWords. So let's have a look at the first one. And really, we just want to get orientated here and just get a bit of an overview of what everything is. So here is where you can really enter in specific keywords. And what I recommend doing is maybe putting in 1 to 3. Try and be specific. If you put in something very broad like cars, all you're going to see is really competitive keywords for that. So you want to try and make it specific.